Hi everyone, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat and welcome to Olern Live. This is day 17 of our 21-day broadcast. So we're down to our last 5 sessions. I'm Jerry Ilo, the co-founder of Olern, your e-learning platform for entrepreneurs, and also Tarki, the automation tool for field employees. And tonight, we'll talk about the heart set and mindset of a leader. You know, we often hear about mindset, pero hindi natin masyado naririnig yung heart set, di ba? Which is, I believe, equally or if not more important. So, yan pag-uusapan natin tonight. So, for those of you who are watching, please say hi and where are you from sa ating chat box. Please say hi and where are you from sa ating chat box. And let me introduce my partner and co-host, the chairman of AFI, the founder of Retail Academy, also director of PMA and OD consultant, Mr. Eric Kaeg. Hi, Sir Eric.
Good evening, Sir Jerry, and good evening to our net viewers tonight.
Yes, kumusta ka, Sir Eric?
Okay naman po, Sir Jerry. As usual, gaya ng ating the last 17 days, the last 6 weeks, we've been working from home and, communicating with our customers, communicating with our clients, and partners like you. So, tonight we'll be having an exciting topic from our speaker, no? And
Yes.
maganda po ang kanyang mga i-share.
Yan, exciting yan. Si Rose nandito watching from SG. Hi, Rose. Thank you so
Good
much
evening.
for being with us all this 16, 17 days. So we're down to our last 5 sessions, Sir Eric.
Kamusta po kayo sa Singapore?
Yes, si Entrep Negosyo is also here. Loyal follower daw. Thank you so
Good evening
much.
po.
Ayan. For those who just came in, please say hi and where are you from sa ating chat box. Ayun. So, madalas natin na pag-uusapan yung mindset, Sir Eric, no, as entrepreneurs. Pero sabi ko nga kanina, hindi natin masyado na pag-uusapan about heart set.
Yes. Alam mo, Sir Jerry, ngayong panahon ng ECQ, no, leaders are now encouraged to show the other side of their character as a leader, no? So not only the intellectual capacity or capability, but since this pandemic has, kumbaga, for lack of better words, no, required every leader to show compassion, no, to their employees, to their partners, to their customers. That's where you will see kung nasaan yung puso ng leader natin. And tonight we will hear ano ba yung heart set, yung ideal heart set of the leaders, and how they're able to kumbaga combine their IQ and EQ, most especially, no, because our speaker, pag introduce natin later, is actually an expert on the field of EI.
Yan. So, very exciting yan. Si Claire Ward, Sir Eric, sabi niya happy viewing again since the beginning daw. So,
Wow.
yun, avid viewer natin. Thank you, Claire Ward.
Thank you very much, Cleward.
Yan, si Miss Kat is also here.
Hi,
Yan,
Kat.
watching from Manila. And we have Leslie as well. Been learning a lot from your live videos. Salamat. From Italy pala si Leslie. Wow. Thank you so much, Leslie, for watching.
Kamusta po kayo dyan?
Yeah. I hope okay na ang Italy. Hindi ako masyado nakakapanood ng news ngayon. But, yun, I hope na
So,
better.
stay safe po, mga
In a
kababayan sa
better
Italy.
position. Si Josephine is also here from Imos, Cavite. Hi, Josephine.
Gandang gabi po.
Yun. So for those who just came in, please say hi and where are you from sa ating chat box. Yan, nandito din si Nico. Sir Eric, sino ang guest natin this tonight?
Okay, Sir Jerry, everyone, allow me to introduce to you a good friend. She is the Chief Operations Officer of Emovation, Inc. She is a Genos International Emotional Intelligence Certified Practitioner. Please welcome Miss Ruby Manalac.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Ruby.
How are you, Jerry and Eric?
Good evening, Miss Ruby.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Excited
Good evening
kami
to
sa talk mo.
Uy, sana naman nga, sana we could share a lot of wisdom and encouragement during this time that we are facing. Once again, I'm Ruby Manalac. I'm COO of Emovation, a proud affiliate of the Profast Group of Companies, and Genos from Sydney, Australia. Excited na ba kayo? Ayan.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright.
um,
So,
s- Siguro, Miss Ruby, before anything else, or you maybe you want to introduce, sino ba si Emovation? Yan, para
oh
sa
Yes.
well,
mga first time na
okay.
nakarinig sa kanya.
Oh, sige. A lot of you may not know about Emovation. It's a new company. It was founded last year, April of 2019. So we just turned 1 year. But it is part of the Profas group of companies, a company that has been serving HR management solutions year 1999 pa. So 21 years all in all yung
Grabe.
experience natin sa HR management. Pero to Jerry and Eric, it focuses on emotional intelligence. Para maging simple, how to be smart with negative or unproductive feelings.
Ang galing nun. How to be
Yes.
smart
Oh,
with unproductive feelings. I think
yes,
most of us have one way or another, di ba? Go through that feeling. So, maganda
yes,
na
Yes.
ano yan, ma-master yan.
yeah.
Actually, Sir Jerry, sa kanila po ako natuto ng EI. Yan.
Oo.
Wow.
Eric is
Okay.
also certified. He is a certified Genos emotional intelligence practitioner.
Batch
Yes,
1.
congrats.
Ayan.
Galing.
Diba?
Si Delia is also here from Bacoor, Cavite. Si Mark din from Mahayhay, Laguna. Hi, Mark. And also si Romel, big fan daw from Taguig. Uy, parehas na kayo, taga-Taguig, Romel. Thank you so much for watching. And
Good
for
evening
those who
po
just
sa
came
inyo lahat.
in, please say hi and where are you from sa ating chat box. And also share this broadcast so that more people will be able to watch it. Ayan.
Yes.
So ready na kami sa
Right.
presentation mo,
Now,
Miss
ready na ba
Ruby.
kayo? Okay, so
Yes.
I will defer from showing the video kasi baka mag-buffer lang, yeah? Sige. So
Okay.
I'd like to
Sure.
So,
start again,
go
no?
ahead.
Again, okay. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to all learn and to Afi. Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you
it's the
very
heart set
much.
and mindset of a leader, no? So especially in these changing times, everyone globally is looking for the heart of a leader. So I'd like to share my screen with all of you.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ayan. Okay, so once again, welcome, Heartset and Mindset of a Leader. And as in anything and everything, I really start with a prayer. So if you could just give me the opportunity, a short time, for all of us to say this very short but very powerful prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to learn from each other. And we are still hoping and praying that these too shall pass. Okay, right. I will not show my speaker's intro, but there you go. I'm the COO of Emovation. I'd like to explain something to everyone who's watching. What we are facing now is a phenomenon called the black swan effect. Ano ba yung black swan effect? The black swan effect means that it is an unforeseen, unexpected event with very serious implications of great magnitude. Napakalaki nang nangyari because of the COVID-19. That's why it's called globally by entrepreneurs and by business leaders as a black swan effect. It was not even in our SWOTs, di ba? In our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. We didn't even put it there in our threat na, okay, a pandemic or a virus will come. Or we prepared, some of us did prepare for our business continuity plans so we can respond effectively to calamities like floods, earthquakes. But the COVID-19 was not part of it. I doubt if there was anybody out there who saw this pandemic as a threat or part of their BCP. If there are, like Bill Gates in his TED Talk sometime in 2015, only a few people may have responded to that or take heed that he was saying. 2015 yon. If you could watch TED Talks 2015, Bill Gates talking about a virus. But we are affected, the whole world is affected, and we are still continuously working on prevailing over it as one. Now, I would like to talk to you about the white swan effect on the other hand. This is a personal story. I lost my husband 10 years ago. I went to the United States to work and I had a legal status. I was called by my boss if I would like to come back and start an organization dealing with emotional intelligence. So I went to the back to the Philippines after researching about emotional intelligence, and I had no idea on how emotional intelligence can impact my life personally and in business in such magnitude that here I am with my purpose and passion of sharing emotional intelligence. Now, this is what I call naman the white swan effect, because on the other hand, I did not expect nor did I foresee the positive effect it can bring about. Welcome to Business Unusual. Why Business Unusual? Well, we can all agree it is not business as usual because these are truly very, very different times, right? And we have many competencies as leaders that we need to hold on, but new competencies are emerging. And this is where the heart set of a leader comes in. Now, I chance upon a book by Simon Sinek. Ayan, nakikita niyo siya. One of my favorite leadership guru. And he wrote there this statement, which I would like every leader, domestically, a leader in a community, maybe a leader of a family, a leader globally, I would like you to ponder upon this question. Will you sacrifice the people in order to save the numbers? Or will you sacrifice the numbers to save the people? Now, just think about it. I just find it very relevant today when we are all thinking of shortcuts and stopgaps to prevent fiscal losses, maybe even sacrificing people. Is this the right way to go? It is not only a matter of business savvy, but also a matter of being ethical, being human, being compassionate as a leader. It's a hard act to balance, isn't it? For all of us. Now, I have always made this statement over and over again, even in the past webinars. I'm going to introduce you to emotional intelligence, but while we're going there, I would like you to think, what will you choose during this pandemic, relationships or revenue? Which of these are you going to focus on? Surprisingly enough, organizations that choose to focus on relationships now over revenue are the ones or the first ones to recover and thrive after a perilous event, like the financial crisis in the US, for example. And this is done through research. Slowly, we can shift gears, of course. We do need revenues in order for us to sustain our businesses, our organizations. However, this is an opportunity to sustain and work on relationships. So, I would like to introduce to you what emotional intelligence is all about. Now, why is it important? The World Economic Forum stated that EI, or emotional intelligence, would be one of the top essential skills that we would be needing year 2020 moving forward. According to Capgemini, a top consulting firm with over 200,000 employees globally, demand for emotional intelligence will increase 6 times more because it thrives on resiliency, agility, and flexibility. These are much needed competencies in our ECQ world and in the new world that we're going to face. And I am not wondering why emotional intelligence is going to be in demand, because our ability to navigate how we feel, how others feel, even within the context of negative emotions will give us the power to unlock compassion, empathy, engagement, and working as one in how we are with each other because of this pandemic. According to Plato, all learning has an emotional base. Maybe we think it's all about the IQ and that all learning is stuck in there, but the truth is, all memories, all learning that is very, very important to us is seared in our minds because it is accompanied by a feeling. So tandaan natin yun. Anything that's stored in our memory is seared there. Nandiyan siya sa memory natin because there was a feeling attached to it. Now, our emotions moves us to action. Let us start with what is an emotion? It is a mental state that arises spontaneously rather than through conscious effort and is often accompanied by physiological changes. It comes from the Latin verb motere, to move, plus the to connote moving away. In other words, emotions moves us to action. And it is a mental state na a nanosecond will make you react. If something happens, it makes us react even before it can reach our prefrontal cortex. I would like to share to you what Brené Brown said, one of the greatest leaders of emotional intelligence. And she said, if you cannot correlate your emotions and your cognitive function, then there is a big gap of you not being aware such that the emotions may take over your reactions and behavior without you knowing. Again, it is a mental state and the emotional brain reacts in a nanosecond, meaning immediately before your rational thinking can come in. And probably we cannot even distinguish the physiological changes happening because we lack self-awareness. Pag may pumasok na emotion, we don't know it sometimes, there is a change in our body. But because we're not aware, sometimes we even dismiss what we're feeling, hindi natin nararamdaman. Because according to Amy Cuddy, a celebrated Harvard professor, social psychologist, and body expert, if we can tell what our bodies what to feel, the opposite is also true. Our bodies can tell how our minds should think and feel. So if you are highly stressed, your immune system goes down. Pag ma-manage natin yung emotions natin and stress, then our immune system goes up. Thereby, we have greater capacity to overcome any problem or any challenge that will come our way. Now, feelings are actually data telling us something, right? Nobody saw the COVID-19 coming and affecting our lives so profoundly. So the event of COVID-19 comes in, it is a stimulus, and the emotion that will come in will be anxiety and fear. So if that happens, our emotional brain will look at COVID-19, of course naman, as a not useful happening, which is certainly not, and a threat. And we will go through concern, worry, frustration, and stress that our thinking brain becomes narrow, limited, and disengaged. And the behavior may come out as hoarding alcohol, hoarding food, fighting over toilet paper, buying medicine we do not even need. Some even saw it as an opportunity to make money of the situation in illegitimate ways. However, we do all have a choice. Papagdaanan lahat natin to, but we can always reset or reframe our thinking, our emotional brain, when we're relaxed and composed na pag-isipan na natin, to see it as something useful or rewarding. In one of the webinars with Sir Eric and Sir Coach Ruby Palma, you can see the COVID as a risk, a challenge, or on the other hand, also as an opportunity. And this is where great leadership comes in. The ability to balance it. Yes, it is a threat, but I can also see opportunities. And we will talk about it later. And when we go and reframe it to something, okay, it is an opportunity, it is useful because I have now time to think, look, strategize, revisit my mission vision, revisit my opportunities and see what else we can do. and the feeling of satisfaction, being meaningful, valued, and useful comes in, the brain becomes lateral, creative, and engaged, so much so that our decisions and behavior are proper or positive. So we can always make a shift in order for us to make it useful. Again, consciously or unconsciously, hindi man natin alam, but emotions greatly influences our decisions, our behavior, and our performance. Now, emotional intelligence, according to our CEO and founder, Dr. Ben Palmer, is about making intelligent responses to negative feelings and using specific skills to generate positive emotions in self and others through being present, empathetic, genuine, resilient, and empowering in our behavior as often as possible. In other words, it's being intelligent or smart about your emotions, especially when there are unproductive or negative emotions that you're feeling right now. First thing that we need to do is to be self-aware and aware of others, and acceptance plays a very big role, especially in what is happening now. The minute that we will be able to accept the fact that we cannot control everything, because the only thing that's certain right now is uncertainty, already gives us the power to have a heart set, which we're going to talk about later. Once acceptance of and also acceptance and being tolerant of each other, that everyone is simply trying to do their best to survive, to recover, and hopefully to thrive in this pandemic. We can then move into aspiring into becoming the best or better version of ourselves, because this pandemic will show you, hey, I've got strengths I didn't know before, or it will also show you your glaring weaknesses, meaning in the way you respond or react to the situation. And to put everything into perspective, now you should plan action. What am I supposed to do given the following things? Now, a startling statistic, the average person has approximately, ang dami pala, no? 15,000 thoughts per day. Approximate pa yon. I mean, we're speaking conservatively, 15,000 thoughts per day. And about 50% are positive. There go, 50% are not negative. What does this data tell you? It is a level playing field. It is your choice to ponder on the positive thoughts or to ponder on the negative thoughts. It is your choice to be stressed and think over and over the uncertainties forming in our heads, because one of the things that we're thinking now is, how are my finances or the people under our wing? This is very normal. Everyone is in sort of what's going to happen, a lot of questions going on, and we have to accept the fact that these things are needed to be done. But what can we do? Well, what can we change? And perhaps transform is the better word. Why don't we revisit our organizational strategies, our SWOTs, our BCPs, business continuity plans? If you don't have one, start doing something right now and make this your business continuity execution. I think I got that from you, Eric. Moving forward to the new normal. What are we saying? That from being quarantined, and if things get to the new normal, what are we going to do? What are the parameters by which we will ensure that health is the number one, or safety first is the number one decorum in our organization? What are the steps we need to do in the transition phase? Accept this as a brutal reality of life. It does not mean that you are giving up. It just means you are trusting your ability to get through. Acceptance, once again, doesn't mean you're giving up. It just means you're trusting your ability to get through. In other words, in the world of emotions, the ability to be uncomfortable but make it something bearable, to be able to bear the discomfort, because we have to accept it is not a comfortable situation we are in, but to be able to accept that, yes, I am in this uncomfortable situation, but I'm going to do it bearable. By doing so, you are lifting yourself from a lot of stress. The world of work today, while in the ECQ, pandemic COVID-19, we see a lot of people who are anxious, stressed, worried, fearful, disempowered, uncertain, and they feel victimized. But you see, with these emotions, we may not even see those emotions. We only see people who are reactive, angry, aggressive, problem focused. They tend to blame the government, their leaders within the organization, even God sometimes. There's a lack of responsibility. They procrastinate and they vandalize. Why? Because underneath all that, well, I told you earlier, these are the feelings they're getting: anxious, anxiety, stress, worry, fear, disempowerment, uncertainty, victimized. If we can see those feelings, if we are aware of how people are feeling, then we can navigate our way through that. Because if they feel that they can relax because there's a certain amount of control that they may get from you as leaders, there's a certain purpose. They feel valued, they are heard, they feel cared for, they are informed of what's going to happen, they are consulted and empowered, then we can shift that and people will become more solution focused, engaged, they promote your brand, they listen to you, they become accountable, they have a buy-in, and there is discretionary effort and sacrifice, even if it means sacrificing some people, sacrificing some pay cuts. That's how it's going to be because any change is manageable when emotions are managed. That's number one. Because change management, it's not a mindset, it is an emotional journey and experience. Once again, if emotions are managed, your people can be managed in this situation. Okay? So here is an example of a circle of control. Things you can control, what? If you can see, my behavior, my mistakes, my effort, my play, my body, my thoughts, my attitude, my actions, my choices, my words. So we have to take away some of that control. You know, people are controlling. Our minds wants to have control. Our minds wants to have answers for everything because that is how the circuitry of our brain works. It doesn't want any blank space. However, the ability to let go of control will give you the power. And what are the things you can control? Others' words, others' mistakes, others' actions, others' thoughts, and others' play. So we have to work within the realm of our control. So I would like to start now with the heartset and mindset of a leader. And it's very easy because we gave it a mnemonic and it is heart. Heart, H, meaning humility, humor, and honesty. These three goes together well, especially humility and honesty. They go together. Honesty is a leader's most valued leadership quality. It serves as the gateway for trust and inspiration. In a survey of over 100,000 people by Jim Causes and Barry Posner, the most valued leadership quality is by far honesty. 89% of people said this is the number one leadership quality that we would like to see in great leaders. As a leader, this is where humility comes in. You have to have the humility to accept that there are things you can control and those that are beyond your control and capability. When you have that humility in accepting the things that we cannot do or things that we are only capable of, honesty easily comes in. What do I mean by that? Being honest to ask your people for help and knowing when to give support is a great, heartful trait of a mindful leader. Injections of humor, especially in this COVID-19, will surely make for a lot of cheerfulness and joy within the organization. Our leader gives us jokes every now and then, and it makes you smile. And these are like little pockets of joy that makes you go through the day. Parang nakakatawid ka sa araw with, you know, in your everyday life during this ECQ with those little injections of humor. So once again, humility, humor, and honesty. And E is for empathy. Now, empathy is very important because it is knowing how other people feel within this work from home or not, within your community and in your family. Now, this makes you an important leader because knowing and more importantly, understanding how your people are feeling will give you the opportunity to respond positively to this. This makes you an important leader to them because you make them feel important as well. Too often, we disregard feelings. Parang we don't care about how our people feel because we see it as a sign of weakness. And to show how we feel as leaders, oh no, right? Because it shows it is a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it takes courage to show vulnerability. And if you don't start showing how you feel and being vulnerable about the situation, how do you think your people will react to that? They will not also show or tell you how they're feeling because we are also close. Again, vulnerability takes courage, but it is your pathway to really connecting with people within your organization, internally, externally, within the family, and within the community. A is for agility and adaptability. This can never be reinforced enough. We can no longer be like rubber bands. Parang when you think agility, adaptability, resiliency, we have to be like a rubber band that we stretch and then it goes back to its original form. No, no longer. Right now, the call for adaptability and agility means we have to be modeling clays and we have to fit our work with the present situation while looking for future possibilities. R is for resiliency and relationships. We have to be resilient enough to be able to bounce back, or yet, again, I heard it from Coach Eric Kaeg, ability to bounce forward or to bound forward, to continuously build relationships within our confines, our workplace, the community, and even globally so as to assure us of a future built on trust and credibility. Now, T is for thoughtfulness and trust. It is the time to be really thoughtful. Ask yourselves questions like, do I really need to share this information or this negative emotion? Because when thoughtfulness comes, you begin to think, if I'm going to share this information, what effect will this have on my people? If I am going to share this very negative emotion or lash out with this negative emotion, will that help? Will it produce the outcome and action I am anticipating? And finally, trust, meaning transparency, shared experiences, and shared expectations. Now, a couple of days ago, I chanced upon this video with Ray Dalio on what coronavirus means for the global economy. And he was doing this interview on TED Talks. Ray Dalio is an American billionaire hedge fund manager and philanthropist. And this is what he said in his recent TED Talks interview on what the coronavirus means to the economy. And he said, we are in a new world, but this has happened before, like in the 1900s, where the Spanish flu happened and millions of people died, and the same thing happened. It is a big question of wealth distribution. We are now in one of those defining moments that was seen repeatedly in terms of how people are with each other. So, what he's saying is on the economy, the coronavirus will be defined on how we, people to people, are with each other, community to community, nation to nation. And he further said, if you look at it, these are the questions. Will people come together? Meaning be compassionate with each other. And for those who have a lot, share with those who have very little. In other words, that is what he is saying. Or will there be a taking care of oneself? Ako, me, I am the only one that matters. And what does that define? And how will that go? That will be the defining moment. Again, emphasizing the emergence of the soft powers, cooperation and compassion prevailing over competition. As such, although austerity measures are a must and to be implemented, it must be done equitably. This is something we can adopt not only globally, but within our organizations, government, communities, and even with our families. Now, this is my take on his talk. So I advise that you watch Ray Dalio's interview on what the coronavirus means for the global economy. Now, to put it all together, the heart set and mindset of a leader, and number one, design from the heart and the head. We are not saying it should only be the heart. There will always be a cooperation of the heart and the head. In crisis, the hardest things can be the softest things. Resilient, heartful leaders should be genuinely, sincerely empathetic, walking compassionately in the shoes of employees, customers, and their broader ecosystems. Yet, heartful leaders must simultaneously take a hard, rational line to protect financial performance from the invariable softness that accompanies such disruptions. Build your relationships, care for your people without forsaking finances, know your resources financially or otherwise, and know your priorities, and ask yourselves the question, what is equitable and what is necessary? Number two, put the mission first. If there is no clarity because of so much chaos in what is happening, go back to your mission vision. Reinforce your values. This is not the time to stray from them because we are living in something exceptional. No, leave them, expound on them, even if we are working from home. Heartful and mindful leaders are skilled at triage. And what is triage? These skills, one, the ability to stabilize your organization, meaning staying in the now, staying in the moment, and doing what you can do at the moment while meeting the crisis and preparing for the new world, and in the future, finding opportunities amid difficult constraints. That's the triad skills that each leader must have for now. Number three, aim for speed over elegance. Respond in urgency, but with responsibility and accountability. Let us prefer progress over perfection. Be more tolerant and take decisive action with courage, even on imperfect information, knowing that expediency is essential. Number four, own the narrative. Heartful and mindful leaders seize the narrative at the outset, being transparent about current realities. So communication is very important, including what you don't know. You have to be humble and honest enough to tell your people what you don't know. Again, uncertainty is the only thing certain right now, while also painting a compelling picture of the future that it will inspire others, your people, to persevere. What stories are you going to tell once this is over? As Queen Elizabeth said, will you take pride in knowing how you responded during the pandemic? And number five, embrace the long view. Heartful leaders stay focused on the horizon, anticipating the new business models that are likely to emerge and sparking the innovations that will define tomorrow. Work within your means with what is the now, but always look at the future of possibilities and opportunities. Start shifting gears to transitioning to the new normal. So, in a nutshell, that's the heart set and mindset of a leader. I would like to share with you, hopefully, you can hear it and see it, a poem by Kitty O'Mara. It was a poem written after the Spanish flu in the 1900s? So my final word is I just know that we need to continue to hope and heal as one. So that's the heart set and mindset of a leader.
Thank you very much, Miss Ruby.
Yes. May
Gandang
Ganda
naintindihan
ng
mo kayo.
discussion.
ganda ng progress over perfection, relationship
Yes.
over revenue.
Revenue, cooperation
Yes.
over competition. I think that's the call of the times. In order
Of
for us
course.
to going from responding to recovery and then thriving in the new world.
Yeah. Ako, na-surprise ako doon, Miss Ruby, doon sa sinabi mong 15,000 thoughts per day.
Mm-mm.
And then,
Yes,
sinasabi niya, equal good thoughts and bad thoughts. Parang ganon. So,
exactly.
It's a
that
Yes,
means,
mixture.
even if you're an optimistic person or kaya pessimistic, more or less ganon yung thoughts mo, 50-50.
yes, 50-50. But you know what that data is telling us? You have the choice to be
Yeah.
overly negative or stay on the positive or stay on the negative kasi sabi nila when stress comes in one of the best things that you can do when you're stressed is because you have negative thoughts, negative feelings, is to replace it with a stronger emotion that is positive because it's 50-50 and you can actually do that, but there's nothing wrong in processing how you feel. I think one of the misconception of for us emotional intelligence practitioners, when you're feeling stressed, anxious, or sad because something happened, is to forget it, set it aside. It's better to process it. Uh, One is okay, what are you feeling, and then you can ask yourself, why are you feeling this way, and then proceed to take action so that that feeling will go away. So you really have to process because feelings are data, they're telling you something. And ang danger doon, pag hindi mo pre-process, could be misplaced negative emotions. For example, you're feeling irritated because, let's say you're losing financials in the company. But since you're not processing it, yung irritation mo ilalabas mo sa family members, anak mo, asawa mo, or even the helpers, and it's misplaced emotions. They are suffering over something that you're irritated about, but since hindi mo pre-process, saan nanggagaling yon, and it's work-related, so
Yeah.
you misplace, oo. So
Yeah,
yun.
that's true.
It's
That's
really
true.
managing.
Yeah. So surprising 'yon kasi akala ko pag optimistic ka more on positive thoughts lang. But what you're saying is basically parang focus lang, no? Nandun yung
Yes,
negative din pero you just choose to focus on the positive thoughts. That's why more on
right.
pessimistic ka. Yeah, so that's good.
Yes.
So ibig sabihin
Oo.
talaga may control tayo sa on how we think and process yung sinasabi mo, yung mga thoughts na 'yon.
Yes. So we have control over how we think and how we feel because all of those thoughts, which translates or feelings, which translates into thoughts, will produce some effect on us, on our behavior, on our decisions, and our performance. It's your choice. Sabi ko nga, it's
Okay.
your choice to wake up in the morning and you say, "Good morning, Lord," or you can say, "Lord, what a morning." It's your choice.
Yeah. Ruby, na-mention mo about processing thoughts. Interested lang ako, di
Mm,
ba? Yung you mentioned na may mga negative thoughts ka, but
right.
you need to process it. When you
Exactly.
process it, can you give us an example on how to process a negative thought and probably turn it into a positive one?
All right. I actually came up with a matrix, because in this pandemic, I was looking at the scale of productivity and creativity. Productivity medyo kasi we are limited. So yung creativity level ko to. Anyway, so you can also do that, no? First is you can actually write down one, what are you feeling? And let's say anxiety. You have to really process it. Ako, I go to my room and I process it. Kasi while that feeling is there, yung clarity of thought and thought of positivity bumababa until you process that unproductive feeling. Now, I go to my room and I write down, what am I feeling? Let's say I'm feeling anxiety. And then on the second column, I asked, what is this feeling telling me? So anxiety is actually sharing a data with you. In essence, anxiety is telling you something, could be your business, your work, or someone, a family member, is at risk. Something or someone that I truly care about is at risk. So if I am feeling anxious and I write, so what am I feeling that something is at risk? It's my work. Am I still, going back to the office and still have my work? And number two, um, a family member whom is far away is sick. So let's say those are the two questions that I need to answer. Number three, you ask yourself, now that you've gone through what am I feeling, why am I feeling this way? Number three is the question that you should ask is, what is the outcome I would like to have because of this? So number one, I would like to be certain or at least a semblance of certainty about my position in the organization. A lot of you may be asking that. And then number two, I'd like to find out how my family member is doing. The fourth column or the fourth quadrant should be, what action should I do? What do I need to do in order for me to answer this question? So number one, I wrote there, I need to talk to my boss and find out in certainty what is my position in the company. And number two, I have to call that relative of mine to confirm, kasi chismis lang, whether he or she has COVID-19. So in other words, when you put anxiety and you process it, you come into action, you now have clarity on what you're going to do. And once those things are answered, so my boss said, yes, you will not be retrenched, you will stay in this organization. And then number two, I called up my relative and they told me he was hospitalized, but it is not COVID-19. What do you think will happen to your anxiety? It will go away. So much of the time, we're anxious and we just react on it immediately. Could be we get
Yeah.
irritated, we get frustrated, di ba? We get stressed. And remember, worrying is like a rocking chair. Di ba? It, it moves you kasi ganun ka ng ganun, but it does not get you anywhere. So if you're able to process anxiety, turn it into action, mawawala yun.
Galing. Thank you so much. Ganda, ganda.
Hmm.
Yes, Sir Eric.
Yeah. Duduktungan
Meron
ko
ba
yung
silang
sinabi ni
question?
Ruby, ano?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yung sinabi niya, sum it up into three A's, no? First A is awareness. Then
Hmm.
second A is acceptance, and third A is
Yes.
actually same action. So when
Action.
you go
Yes.
towards the motion, kasi sometimes people are just so fond of saying the words, when it rains, it pours.
Oo.
So when they get to say that so often, parang minsan nawawala yung drive to be able to move towards action and just accepting the fate on a day-to-day basis. That's why
Hmm.
when a certain day comes and parang feeling mo nagpatong-patong, Sir Jerry, Ruby, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang yung
Mm.
patong-patong, di ba? Hanggang pag-uwi, no? Then suddenly
Oo.
before you get to sleep, you can't really sleep. So you were not able to process each and every one, and they piled up up to the evening. And you have to say, I just had a bad day. Parang ganyan. Now, Miss
Right.
V, may tanong lang ako. Kasi
Mm-mm.
this pandemic has forced more people at work, no, to work from home. Now, there are
Mm-mm.
certain leaders who at the workplace are used to, alam mo yun, the presence of their people in terms of communicating and managing and control.
Mm-mm.
Somehow, during the work from home, yung control nila medyo distance kasi, no? So,
Right.
what would you advise with those leaders who may have been categorized as authoritarian?
Okay. Oo, no? Naku, ang hirap siguro sa kanila. Because one of the hardest things to give up is control, no? Yung mga authoritarian, autocratic kind of leadership.
Yes.
They know everything. They set the tone. They give directions, and they
Yung mga
exactly know
alpha.
what their employees are doing. Yung tipong ganon. Well, good news for all those autocratics and authoritarians. Congratulations. You are saving yourself from a lot of headache. One,
Yes.
by giving the responsibility not only on your shoulders, but by giving up control and asking, suggestions, ideas from other people and delegating the responsibility. Somehow you are co-managing the situation, because if you're very autocratic and you're very authoritarian and it's your way or no way, sorry for that, I just just in the essence of being honest about it, imagine the weight of responsibility that you have on your shoulders, especially during these times. So to be able to give up that control and delegate areas of responsibility, that's number one, to other people, you are not only empowering them, but you are having a shared experience, shared responsibility that after this COVID-19, I assure you, you will have a better engagement and better relationships with your people. Only for that reason, managing that responsibility and giving them some form of responsibility, you are sparing yourself from a lot of headache and stress. That's my take on it.
So, sa mga autocratic, narinig niyo po si Miss Ruby, no? Hindi niyo pasan
Mm,
ang mundo.
hindi nyo pasan. Oo.
Hindi niyo pasan ang
Oo.
mundo.
Sabi nga nung
Hindi
ni
kayo Biyernes
Joshua,
Santo.
tama, hindi mo pasan yung mundo. Sabi nga ni Joshua Friedman, work on the context of your responsibility because you cannot do everything. You're not answerable for anything. Allow yourselves to be human. Pat yourself in the back. It's okay. Tomorrow is another day.
Correct. Yan. Sir Jerry, ikaw, meron kang gustong...
Yeah. Um, yung sa na-mention mo, Miss Ruby, kanina about it takes courage to show vulnerability. And I think sa
Yes.
mga leaders na nakakausap natin, talagang ano yun, may hesitation na pakita yung vulnerability nila. Kumbaga, gusto nila macho sila, di ba? Tigasin.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yun, based on science, sinasabi mo na mas effective if you show some form of 'di ba, vulnerability. Do you have advice on how they can transition to that phase? Given that ang
Oh,
ang ano nila ngayon is gusto nila lagi silang tama, gusto macho sila, ganon.
right. The journey to vulnerability is again self-awareness. You really have to be aware of how you are feeling and how these feelings are affecting the way you decide, you perform, and you even relate to your people. Um, I was actually talking to someone, and this person is highly cognitive, cerebral. Um, Decisions and behavior and performance based yan sa science, based sa data. And it's it is good in a way, but sometimes it will hinder connection with people. So and sometimes emotion kasi hindi pinag-uusapan sa boardroom, let's say,
Mm-mm.
or sa meetings. Because parang, hi, That's not work related. I'm telling you, it is very much work related. Because when you start to connect, magsimula ka eh. You cannot expect people to talk about their emotions kung di mo simulan. But once you start with how you are feeling, it is easier for your people to talk about their feelings and thereby making real connections. That's when the real connections comes in. And there will be a change in how your people will engage and relate to you.
Very familiar
Nice.
words will be, no? So sa boardroom, ganito yan eh. It's not it's not me, it's you.
Mm-mm.
Pero
Yeah.
pagka binaliktad mo, 'di ba, parang sa love, it's not you, it's me. So those
Hugot
May
same,
makikipag-break.
same
May
words,
makikipag-break,
pero
diba? It's
same words you
always
get
me,
to
it's not
you
you,
alter
it's
it,
me.
'di ba? Yes,
I
'di
don't
ba? Pero
know.
sa boardroom, it's not me, it's you. Diba?
Oo.
Pag sabi ng
Oo.
subordinate mo, I can't seem to understand. So that's your problem. It's not me, it's you. Eh. Ganon,
Oo.
diba? So,
Tama, tama. Oo.
ganon lang,
I
same words, you
I can
invert it, then,
resonate.
yes, you suddenly have a different picture. Now, everyone is on the same playing field. Everyone is affected. Everyone is disturbed. Everyone is anxious. That's why it's not only the ones at the bottom who show vulnerability or humanity, as Miss Ruby said earlier. It should also be the leaders who will be showing some compassion, some humanity. And this is not going to be over even while they said that it's not going to be extended upon May 15. Kasi
Right.
the new standards will come out, and these standards will alter the type of leadership that the leaders will get to employ at the workplace.
Mm. Daming changes, no? It's really transformative,
Imagine,
this
imagine sa
pandemic.
boardroom, no, kung magkakadikit kayo, dapat kayo 6 feet apart na sa boardroom. So, ang boardroom mo, dapat palakihin mo or konti na lang ang tao.
Kaya nga pinag-uusapan, shift. May shifting, 50% lang ang
Shift,
papasok. MWF, PTHS, magiging ganon. You know?
kalahati ng
Kasi,
board nasa digital.
oo, digital. Exactly. They're looking at vaccine sometime June 2012. Pero there's still a lot of
Eight,
experimentation,
eight,
etc., etc. Ay,
twenty
2021,
twenty
sorry.
two.
21.
Oo. June
It's
of
gonna
20.
be 18 to 24 months. That's how it
Yes,
is.
yes. That's how it is, right?
So, tama-tama yung mga na-lecture ni Miss Ruby, no? Because it allows everyone to discern, especially those who are, sabi niya kanina, highly cognitive. No? It's not their
Mm,
fault to be highly cognitive. But then again, the situation calls really to really go down to the level of our subordinates and teams.
right. Kasi remember, kasi meron akong talaga pero ang talino naman talaga niya. So parang tendency mo is lagi naman siyang tama. So it's always, that person saying what needs to be done and you end up just listening. Ang ano ko lang doon is imagine now because kasi pag sinasabi ko, ba't di kayo nagsasuggest or anything? Siya rin naman masusunod eh. Tsaka alam naman niya na, wag na lang. So everybody's quiet. So siya lang nagsasabi, ito yung gagawin, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So one of the things na naisip ko is one, if um, if you are a leader who does not know how to listen, you will end up with followers who does not know how to speak. And then second, in this
Yes.
situation,
Yeah.
imagine everyone is looking up to you. Ano ang sagot? And what can you say right now? Tell me. Can you say something with full certainty? Ito mangyayari, ito gagawin natin. I don't think so, right? So now is the time to release that control, release that responsibility and accord it to everyone else. Delegate that because we don't know the answers for now. That's the reality.
So kung dati yung mga leaders are directors, at this time, everyone are actors. Diba? Everyone should be acting, hindi lang deciding si leader.
Yeah, agree.
Yes.
Grabe, dami natin na pag-usapan. 1 hour
Ang
na tayo,
bilis
Sir
naman ng
Eric and
isang
Miss
oras
Ruby.
natin. Oo
Hindi ba
nga.
na,
Yeah.
kaya na tayo ng questions?
Oo.
Yeah.
Ruby.
So, yan, si Leslie sabi niya, tinanong natin kanina si Leslie, no, about Italy. Sabi niya they're entering daw the second phase, which is restarting the economy. So very crucial ang
Oh,
time,
yeah.
dahil nga malalaman kung paano harapin yung business owners yung situation. So madami daw
Wow.
nanganganib na wala ng trabaho. So yun, we'll pray for you, Leslie, and yun, mga kababayan natin sa Italy. Yan, sabi din ni
Oo,
Rose, ang bilis daw ng oras.
totoo, yeah. Well, we will continue to pray. Talagang yan ang go-to ko.
Yes.
Sabi ko nga kasi, we don't know what the future holds for us, but we do know who holds the future. So, kailangan,
Ganda.
we stick to that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Daming quotable quotes ngayon, Miss Ruby. Dapat
Oo,
na-take
no?
down ng
Daming,
notes ko.
oo, ang daming quotes that we need to live by.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ruby. And siguro yun, last few words and tips. And if there are people who want to get in touch with Emovation, where can they reach out?
You can reach out to us at care@innovation.ph. And I just would like to share 3 questions that you can ask yourselves when you're going through the day para lang magkaroon kayo ng clarity of ano yung dapat gagawin or how you're going to act the whole day. Number 1 question is, siguro habang nagtututbrush kayo, no, you can ask these questions to yourself. What do I choose to let go of today that will or can deplete my energy? So you have to let go of something that will deplete your energy. Let's say, meron kang gustong sabihin sa anak mo that might lead to away and balikan lang ng sagutan, maybe you can let that go. No, because it will only deplete you of your energy. Number 2 question that you need to ask yourself: what am I grateful for today? Because that will jumpstart positivity. And number 3, what am I going to do tomorrow in preparation for the next day or today to align with my noble goal or purpose? So that every day, meron tayong purpose that we're looking forward. Intentionally, we are grateful, and I will not do anything that will deplete me of positive energy. Ayan, what can I let go today that can deplete my energy? Ayan, number 1. Number 2, what am I grateful for today? And number 3, what am I going to do today or tomorrow to align with my noble goal or purpose? Those 3 things to walk you through your day in a very positive way.
Yan, thank you so much. Yan, pinost natin. So,
Oh,
first one
bilis.
is, yan, what can I do, let go today that can deplete my energy? The second one is, what am I grateful today? And then the third one is, what can I do?
But yes, to align with my noble goal or purpose.
Noble goal
Yes.
or purpose. Ayan,
Oo.
okay.
So that will
So,
set your day na kompleto na. Ulam, kanin at lahat.
yes.
Para para tayong tinuruan ni Miss Ruby ng paano magluto, 'di ba? Ito paano
Yes!
magtono ng ating
Yan.
mindset.
Mga araw, yes.
Maraming salamat Ruby. As always,
Mm.
you never cease to kumbaga inspire and motivate all of us, including us, the moderators, no? And I'm sure also our viewers tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that opportunity. This is also our opportunity to learn, to grow, together as a family. Kasi parang global family na tayo di ba?
Yes.
Yes,
In
speaking
fact,
of
Thank you.
family, Sir Jerry, Miss Ruby is actually honorary member of API also.
oh
Yes, I
yeah.
am.
Yes, yes.
Honorary member of AFI. Yeah.
Galing.
Yes.
Sabi ni Mark, the world needs transformative leaders now.
Yes.
Before daw, the world needs transformative leaders. Now, the world
Before.
is transforming
Forming leaders.
leaders.
Alam mo, tama yan si Mark kasi naisip ko para kang you are forced to grow up and to mature. in this
Yes,
situation.
ngayon. That's true.
Ayun, you are.
Si Leslie din, following your page, my team and I are sharing mga natutunan namin sa inyo, sa mga kababayan namin dito. Thank you so much daw. Yan. Thank you, Leslie, for yan, always watching our yan, learning series, joining our learning series. Okay, so yan, maraming maraming salamat ulit, Ruby.
Grabe, ang bilis.
Sa
Yan,
inyo,
thank you so
Derek.
much.
Derek, once again, huwag kayong
Thank you very much.
magsasawa.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening, everyone.
Thank you, Ruby.
Ayan, Sir Eric, dami nating natutunan kay Miss Ruby. Buti na note ko yung
Fantastic.
questions na sinabi niya, and I think it's really really helpful sa pag-shape ng mindset natin and heart. Kaya pinag-usapan pala natin ngayon heart set and mindset of a leader. So, yun.
Maganda yon, mga tune-up questions that you can actually, kumbaga, reflect every day because you have different scenarios every day. So when you get to ask those three tune-up questions, you'll be able to come up with a more or less a framework for your entire day.
Yes. Sabi ni Ann, thanks daw Miss Ruby, and also sabi ni Gemma Marie, sobrang nakaka-good vibes po talakayan dito. Galing po ng mindset talaga, lalo na this days na down mga tao. Salamat, Gemma Marie. Glad we're able to help. Then si Ann, we have to be comfortable in this discomfort. Yeah, that's
Yes,
true. And then si
productive.
Lauren din, thank you. I learned a lot. Okay,
Yan,
sige.
maganda
So
naman.
maraming salamat ulit sa inyo. Yeah, Sir Eric.
Maganda naman, Sir Jerry, yung mga nakukuha nating comments. And yeah, maraming salamat po. Ito po ang aming labing-anim.
Pito. Pito.
Labing pito. Oh, so, labing pito na pala. Sorry po. Nawawala na rin ako sa araw, Sir Jerry. Sorry po. So, labing pito. So, abangan po ninyo ang mga susunod na series natin sa Olern.live sa ating 21 Days Habit.
Yes, yan. So maraming maraming salamat po and see you ulit sa Friday for our
Yes,
18th episode ng O Learn Live. Yan, maraming salamat.
live.
Stay safe everyone and see you
Stay
on
safe.
Friday.
God bless
Bye.
po. Thank you po.
Thank you.